This is oak plywood. It's for a house for a friend of mine. I've done a bunch of work there already. Old house, and all the trim is oak. So I've done a lot of trim work and built-in bench seat under a window. And this particular set of cabinets is going to go around the fridge. Now, I already don't have a proper table saw or, a lot of tools that would make cabinet making easier. I'm trying to do this entire project with just a few tools because I'm doing some work down here in the basement and I have pushed everything to one side. I only really want to dig out the bare minimum of tools. I would always recommend a track saw over just a regular circular saw, but you can do this with a circular saw. I have built many things with a little battery-powered Makita circular saw. So you won't see this from the outside because the countertop will be covering that. You'll only see this face. This is fridge side, and this is under cabinet. This is a separate base I'm going to build to get everything leveled. So essentially 3 pieces and then a continuous face frame. So the plan is this surface and this one, which will be over here, but I just moved it over for clarity for myself, not for everybody else. This is obviously chaos. So this surface and this surface want to be grain matched because this seam will be visible. So I'm going to go ahead and cut both of these at once from this sheet. Pretty good. These cabinets are going in a house that's already pretty wonky, and lots of shimming and leveling needs to happen to get them even in where they need to go. So I'm not that worried about it. We'll say that's the back. 1/2 inch thick. And then we've got our sides. 3/4 inch that are rabbeted at the back edge on both sides. Yikes. And so in this direction, I have to notch a 1/2 inch for the thickness, and we'll go 3/8 in this direction. Wrote route as a reference, even though I plan to cut it with the saw. So not a lot of thought has gone into this yet, but basically I've got my side view table surface. Side panels are 22 inches deep. What I want to do is board across the top, attach it to a board. It goes this way, and then so somewhere 22 inches down, some sort of block, then I can clamp, my ply, put my rail on there, and track saw the edge. That's the basic idea. Yeah, a couple pieces of particle board, I guess. Can't just go 90 to the top because this is not at all 90 to the top. This is probably way out there. We'll attach this side first and then shim up that side for a 90. Okay, I forgot to move the camera down when I was getting this set in the right position. Nailed down some spacers down here so that it can't really move. And then I nailed it to the spacers. And then I put this horizontal scrap piece on as well. I've only got 6 of these boards to do. If I had several more, I was building a whole run of cabinets, I'd probably make a more more particular jig, simple jig for this one project, and it should work just fine. So I have to set my blade depth to exactly 1/2 inch, and I have to go in 3/8. This is just the first one. We'll fine tune it as we go. Alright, sweet. That works great. I'm gonna do a silly thing. Okay, so this is third hand. I use it a lot when I'm doing crown molding or painting and I need to hang up some plastic or something. I'm going to force this in because the piece is a little bit warped. I don't know what I did with the fittings for this one. This is not the correct connection, but it'll work for this. It'll work in a pinch. So let's see here. Alrighty, so there's that cut out, nice and clean. And our backs will sit in like this. Here's my small stack. Like I said, there was only 6 of them. Still time consuming with the track saw, but got it done. Okay, my drawings are getting a little ridiculous at this point, but we're working on this cabinet right now. It's only 10 inches wide, so it'll be a little difficult to reach in there and finish everything properly. So I'm going to pre-finish. If you try to glue onto finish, it can just pop right off. Just gonna use some polyacrylic. This is semi-gloss. Okay, I always like to peel the tape off. If it's going to be a long time between coats, I peel it off in between every coat. If the coats are pretty quick, like this dries really fast, so you can recoat pretty quickly. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and peel off because I just did my second coat and that's all I'm going to do. If I'm doing really delicate tape work, I use better quality tape than this. This is just regular masking tape. And as long as you don't leave it on for a long time, you can do a lot with this sort of lower grade tape. I totally forgot to drill out for shelf pins, so I'm going to do that real quick as well. Normally I would do that before I do any finishing, that way I can sand, but I didn't think about it. putting the spacer in so that I know where the bottom will sit. And then I've got my mark on the back where I will shoot the nails. So you might be wondering why I even notched these side pieces at all. This cabinet will be under the countertop, not visible, but the one that sits on top of it will be. And I just wanted to build them all the same. And the reason that I didn't just make this back piece fit inside of the other two, essentially just keeping this 3/4 and then adding a back piece and shooting it in from the sides, is because the notch allowed me to register this, aligning it properly. The next two sets of cabinets will be pocket holed. We don't want to see any fasteners from the outside, so on the top and bottom pieces of both cabinets, we're going to pocket hole what will be the top or bottom side. We're going to go over a little bit of dummy math for this. Our face frames are 10 inches wide by 5'3" and 1/8 inch tall. That means that I want to build this at 10.5 by 5'3" and 5/8 inch. So I've got your uprights, and then we've got our cross. These start out at 1.5, but will ultimately become 1.25. I already had this scrap piece. It's already 2.25, so I'm going to position it 1/4 inch in because I'll be trimming. And if it's slightly off, the bottom part of this will be covered by trim. This one will stay 1.5. This one is 1.5, so I can position it at the top, and then when I trim 1/4 off the top, that'll be trimmed as well. That is my indication that I'm going to be cutting that side off. So when I do my pocket holes, I need to put them sort of center in the area that will not be cut off. So I don't do a ton of work that requires staining, but when I do, I really like water-based stains. I like this brand as well, General Finishes. I like it for 2 reasons. For one thing, it doesn't smell nearly as bad as an oil-based stain. And secondly, after you've saturated a rag, you can just throw it in a bucket of water, rinse it out a little bit, and then just throw them in the washer. And, you know, they're good to go again. I reuse my stain rags over and over again.